Hello out there, and welcome back to Beernid 40K. Alright guys, so if you've seen the latest video on the channel, you're going to know some changes are coming for my army. You can watch the video to learn the reasons for this if you're curious, but today you're actually going to see the lists. So this is a themed army. If you haven't watched the last video, you're going to know that my goal is basically to have a lot of Genestealers. My thought of this is it's going to be like Space Hulk on a massive scale, where the Genestealers actually play like the books and the boxed games make them out to play. So a seemingly unending number that comes at you out of nowhere, hard and fast, in multiple successive waves until either you've killed them all or they've killed you. So again, for more info as to why I'm doing this, just watch the last video. So as I talked about before, this is meant to be a scalable army. So it's a core playstyle and a detachment that every list is built on. It doesn't change from one points level to the next. So that core is a Vanguard Detachment based on the Genestealers and the Cult Ambush. And because of that, every list here will have had attention given to power level and that aspect of infiltration set up by the big FAQ. So I'll tell you, what starts on the board, what goes into Cult Ambush, and so on. So let's get started. So my first list you'll see is a 500 points. This is a very low number, but it's necessary in case you're playing in a local escalation game, or if you want to be a nice guy and play with the new one at the club who just bought maybe a few things and is trying to learn the game. So you'll see that this has a Primus and 3 squads of pure strain Genestealers. So this is the Vanguard Detachment. It's got 1 squad of 6, 1 squad of 7, and 1 squad of 15. You're going to basically deep strike this unit of 15 pure strain Genestealers and go from there. They're going to go in with the Primus, and so that's 16 points there and 16 points starting on the table. So the pure strain Genestealers in the smaller squads are going to be kind of like my bikes. They're just going to run around and grab objectives and put out fires and all that fun stuff. And then the Alpha Strike is going to come in with the Primus. So let's see, the next list is a 750 points game. This list has a Patriarch in it, and it has more Genestealers than before. But just like last time, the Primus and the largest blob of Stealers are going to Cult Ambush in, and everything else is going to start on the board and just rush in to support that wave. So this has the Patriarch, this has the Primus, and the Patriarch has mind control. My hope is that, he can be kind of a force multiplier. And if at this point they are bringing anything fun, I can target that and make it shoot its friends. So for the squads of Genestealers, this is going to be 1 squad of 12 Genestealers, 1 min squad of 5, and then another squad of 17. That's just what I was able to fit in to keep it at that target of 750 points. But that 17 unit of Genestealers is what's going to be going in with the Primus and the power level and all that. And the units on the board is A-OK. So let's go next. Is 1,000 points. So this time it's 2 Patriarchs, both with familiars for the extra psychic help. One has mind control, the other is going to have Might from Beyond. So the one with Might from Beyond is going to Cult Ambush in with the biggest squad of Genestealers so that he can buff them, and the rest of the force is just going to move up the board. So hopefully the foot-slogging Patriarch can successfully cast mind control if the enemy brought any armor at 1,000 points and deal some extra damage to the enemy. So as for the Genestealers, that Vanguard core, there's a squad of 11, a squad of 14, and a squad of 20. So now we get into more standard points levels, and things are going to start looking very similar from game to game. So at 1,250 points, I'm going to be bringing a single Broodlord in a patrol detachment instead of the Patriarchs. So this lets me have more units and power levels for Cult Ambush and starts to be another base to build upon for higher points games. So for the Vanguard Detachment, again, 3 squads of Genestealers and a Primus. Basically, the 1 squad of Stealers from this is going to stay on the board, and the Broodlord and his Tyrannid Stealers will too. And I'll Cult Ambush the bigger squad of Genestealer Cult Stealers with a Primus, and 1 squad of Genestealers is going to Cult Ambush naked and alone. I'll probably try to place them on the table first, in case I need the command point reroll for their ambush, which I'm assuming I will. And hopefully the Primus will help his squad get them about where I need them. So that's going to be about 39 Genestealers coming in turn 1 on that list at 1,250. Next, we have 500 points. This list has 2 variations. I'm going to show you the first one. First is how I've kind of had my army set up before. And this is exactly 1,500 points. So you'll see this has the Acolyte Icon Ward, has 2 Patriarchs coming in Supreme Command Detachment. So those 3 in the Supreme Command Detachment. And then I had another Patriarch, so 3 total, with a Primus coming in with the Genestealers. And so that's the old one. You can see I had 59 Genestealers in that list. But let's look at the new one. Now this list, this new one, is built on the core units mentioned before in the other lists. It allows me to bring 84 Genestealers instead of the 59 that you saw in the list that was just on the screen. So 2 squads totaling 40 Genestealers will cult ambush with a Primus each. So the 2 Primuses and then 40 Genestealers are going to go in there. Let's see. And the rest is going to start on the board. So this is 58 Genestealers there, 2 Primuses, and then a patrol detachment with 26 more Genestealers and a Broodlord. So that'll be fun to bring in there. And at 1,750 points, we see the core expanding. The Genestealer Cult Vanguard is, wow, it's taking a while to load. So the Genestealer Cult Vanguard, that's maxed out now. That has 60 Genestealers in it. Let's see here. So there's a total of 2 Broodlords now at the top here, coming in with the Tyranid Genestealers. Okay. And so they're going to start on the board with 3 squads totaling 31 Genestealers, right? So 1 squad from the Genestealer cults, and then, no, that's not right. That is not right. It's going to be 4 squads totaling 31, I believe. So that's a total of 91 Genestealers altogether, if I'm right. So you have 2 squads of 13, a squad of 5, that's under the Tyranid Codex Genestealers, and then you're going to have 60 coming in. So that small squad that you saw up there, that's a nice, fast, easy to maneuver squad that can grab objectives. And the bigger squads are able to lend their weight to the Alpha Strike once it's gone off. So we'll be cult ambushing 40 Genestealers in 2 squads with a Primus each at 1,750 points. And so there's going to be 40 power levels in ambush and 48 power level on the board. So once again, it basically is A-OK with that big FAQ. So for the 1,850 points, now you're going to notice with this one, with the Genestealer cults squads, that these aren't maxed out anymore. Before, I had 60 in the last list at 1,750. Okay, now you're going to notice that some of them came away. That's just how it was after moving everything around to get it exactly 1,850 points. And at this point, we're up to 101 Genestealers. So all of the Genestealer cult will ambush, meaning that 54 Genestealers are coming in on the enemy turn 1. So everything combined, that's 52 power level and 5 units in cult ambush, and 56 power level and 6 units starting on the board. So for this, you'll see 2 Broodlords, and this isn't a patrol detachment anymore, it's an actual full battalion detachment. So 2 Broodlords, 4 squads of Genestealers, and this is the Tyranid detachment. So 3 squads of 14 each, and then a smaller squad of 5. Again, these are good for backfields, for grabbing objectives, doing their stuff while the other ones can reach up and touch. Once the Alpha Strike has everybody locked in, successive waves can kind of move in, just like they do in the books. So that's going to be a fun one. And then again, for the Vanguard Detachment, you know this one by now. 3 squads of Pure Strain Genestealers, the Genestealer Cult, and 2 Primuses. So lastly, for this army, we have 2,000 points. Any game larger than this, I'm just going to bring out the kitchen sink and play my Acolytes and Neophytes again and such. So this list is exactly 2,000 points, and it has 112 Genestealers, if you can believe it. So this is hopefully going to feel like playing Lost Patrol or something on a massive scale. This is, I mean, with 112 Genestealers, that's a potential 448 attacks, not including things like the Broodlords and Primuses. So it's nothing to sneeze at. I'm hoping that the Space Marine players in my area will have fun with that. So this is 2 Broodlords, again, and a battalion detachment. 4 squads of 13 Genestealers in that battalion detachment. And then for my Vanguard Detachment, I have my 2 Primuses, and then the 60 Genestealers and 3 squads for the Vanguard Detachment. And that's all getting deep striked in, or occult ambushed. So yeah, I'm going to occult ambush the entire GSC force of 60 Steelers in these games. 2 squads will have a Primus, and I've done this before in another one. 1 is going in with, just naked with a prayer. So if you're curious, that's 56 power level, spread out over 5 squads in occult ambush, and 64 power level over 6 squads starting on the board. So once again, just like the other lists, the occult ambush is good according to the rules set out in the big FAQ. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and once again, for more info on the reasons why I'm doing this and all that, be sure to check out my last video. I'll still run my acolytes and stuff from time to time, but this channel is going to have a themed army, and one that I can update you on, one that you follow, and hopefully it's kind of enjoyable for you. So I hope that this process is worth it for you guys and it's good content on YouTube. And if you're finding that it is, just give me a like, a comment, a subscribe, let me know what you think. Again, I know this isn't the most competitive thing in the world, but it's one that has a core. It's a take-all-comers kind of a list that's going to have a similar play style every time, and I'm going to have to adjust me to the enemy rather than adjusting my army to the enemy, so to speak. So getting around some of that list tailoring and all that other stuff. So anyways, guys, hope you like that, and I'll be talking to you again soon here on Beer It 40K.